Hello, this is Gary at Jack Raven. Thank you for watching our video. Just want to talk a little bit about Ramsons. So this is a patch of Ramsons around me now, also known as wild garlic. This is a kind of a typical sort of location you would expect to find it. So it likes damp, shady places, and you can see we're kind of on a hill, and it actually slopes off on both sides. It's almost like a little valley here. So we get a nice crop here. We get an even bigger crop a little further down. It's been out for probably a month or so now, so it's absolutely up there with my favourite springtime plants. So it is this stuff. Quite an easy one to be able to identify. I'd really say it's a beginner level plant in terms of identification. With that said, if you're not certain, and by that 100% certain, then don't eat it. The whole thing is edible. So the leaf is edible, the stem is edible, the flower and the bulb. So though this is wild garlic, don't expect to find a bulb underneath it the same as you would on a garlic you buy in the shop. It's more like a spring onion, that kind of affair. With that said, typically we don't bother digging them up for the bulbs. We just eat the bits that we can pick. So the leaves, these are delicious. You can just munch on those just as they are, essentially. You could turn them into a paste, which is one way we've found to preserve them. So literally just put them in a blender with some olive oil and a little white wine vinegar, and then you can just leave that in the fridge. If you want to turn it into a pesto a little bit later, then you can add your nuts and cheese. So leaves, absolutely delicious, especially at this time of year. Good for, as I say, just munching as they are, or in a salad. Give it another few weeks and the leaves are likely to be maybe as much as 3 times this size. We've used those much bigger leaves to make domades, so stuffed vine leaves, but instead stuffed Ramson leaves. So those are absolutely delicious. We've also got, and there are a few now just starting to appear. So down here, this is the flower bud. So this will open up in another couple of weeks. This is probably my absolute favourite part of Ramson. So I'm just kind of getting to that. It's like having a little garlic bomb go off in your mouth. It is absolutely delicious. Unlike your regular garlic, it doesn't linger though, so you can eat it. You get that absolutely superb taste sensation, and then it sort of disappears again after a minute or two. When you're out collecting Ramsons, there are a couple of plants that you need to be particularly aware of that are likely to be growing in amongst it. So here we have dog's mercury. So you can see, it doesn't look anything like it. The danger is if you decide to just go for a kind of a sweep approach when you're picking, rather than being discerning and picking one leaf at a time. Dog's mercury is toxic. Very, very few recorded cases of people eating this and dying. There are some recorded cases where people have eaten this and it's turned their urine red, which kind of makes sense because in the past this has been boiled up to make a semi-permanent reddish brown dye. But avoid the dog's mercury. Also just growing in amongst it over here, and some right next to it here, but this one in particular is a little bit more pointy. This is Lords and Ladies Arum maculatum. So this is poisonous. If you ingest this, basically it can cause a burning sensation, and it can make your throat swell up to the point of asphyxiation. So it's another one that you want to be aware of. It's quite distinctive. It's it's kind of like an arrowhead or a spearhead with a pointy tip and these spurs. So again, if we put the two leaves next to each other, they're not particularly alike, although I actually know two people that have put this in their mouth by mistake, and both of them did it when they were collecting Ramsons. And it was because, if you imagine you've just got the kind of the tip poking up here like that, and again, if you're not discerning, you could just take that, chuck it in your foraging bag. So just make sure that when you're picking this stuff, you do check every single leaf before you do anything else with it. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully it's of use to you. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will be having more content out soon.